Hello and welcome to the 5-minute Parsha for Parshat Yitro. And this week we read about the establishment of the court system, of the legal system. It moves from being Moshe alone, who was judging every single legal case of the Jewish people, to setting up a network of batei din, of courts of law, from the lower courts all the way up to higher and higher courts, and eventually the greatest cases of all brought before Moshe. And in Yitro's proposal to Moshe that's to be implemented is he says to Moshe, you will not obviously be removed from the legal system. He wasn't proposing that Moshe stops being a judge of the Jewish people, but rather he says, it's a davar hagadol yaviyun alecha, the great matter that will bring to you. Called davar katon yishpatu haim, and the small matters they will judge which. So you'll deal with the big ones, they'll deal with the small ones. You'll deal with gadol, they'll deal with katan. A little bit later, when it actually speaks about how it was divided up, there's a subtlety in the language which makes it a little bit different. It says, Et hadavar hakasheh yaviun el Moshe, the hard, difficult matters they will bring to Moshe. V'davar katan, and the small matters, yishpatu hain, they will judge. Now hold on a second. Is the dichotomy here between big matters and small matters, or between difficult matters and small matters, presumably meaning easy matters? And I saw in the Tanakh Dat Mikra such a beautiful, simple explanation which lights up a whole world for us of understanding Torah value system. Is that they say, yes, it was the big matter to Moshe, the small matter. But what defines big or small? What makes one court case big and another court case small? Most of the time, our answer to that is the amount of money. A $50 million court case is a big case. A 500 Rand court case is a small case. And the Torah is saying, no, that's not true. Big and small is not defined by the amount of money on the table, but by kasheh or kal. Is it a hard matter or is it a simple matter? Is it something easy? If the lower court knows how to resolve it, if it's quote unquote an open and shut case, if it's something that we understand exactly what to do with it, then that court should deal with it. No matter what the amount of money of money is irrelevant. That has no bearing whatsoever on which court is in process. It's the ease or difficulty of the case itself. And the same thing as you go bigger and bigger to the higher cases. When do you call in Moshe? When do you call in the big guns to deal with these cases? Not when it's suddenly a large amount of money. We don't care how much money it is. When the matter is too difficult, too tricky for the lower judges to resolve, then they go to Moshe to sort it out. And as I say, that is such a wonderful attitude because we see that the Torah is supremely uninterested in amounts, in numbers, and whether the number is large or small. It's interested in the essence of the matter. What are we dealing with? And it makes so much sense. Why should it take any different kind of expertise to deal with big money or small money? It's the intricacies of the case itself that concerns us. And so you can have a pauper at the Supreme Court dealing with such a case, and you can have the wealthiest people in the world, right, dealing at this little case. And it's the same thing, I think, with problems in our lives. We tend to define our problems, is it a big problem or is it a little problem, based on what is at stake. But it's not necessarily what's at stake. It should be based on the complexity of the problem. A problem that I can solve, that I can work towards a resolution, that I can see a way out, that I can get help, that I can... So that's it's a small problem. It's a problem that we can deal with. A problem that I can't deal with. So in a sense, that's a big problem because I'm stuck. And the same thing, you know, in the Jewish world, you have big problems and small problems in the Jewish world. A problem we can solve is a small problem. Maybe that it takes work to solve it. It may be that, the court cases also didn't all get done chick-chack. But this should be our guiding principle in life. What's a big thing or a small thing? It's not based on the quantity of what we're dealing with. What's a big person, a great person? It's based on the depth, on the essence of an individual. His depth, her depth of understanding, of wisdom, of sincerity. That's what makes them a big person. Whether it's a lot of whatever, that's not, that's not as important. It's really of secondary or tertiary focus. It's does what they have and what they do penetrate to and come from the depths of their heart? Or is it something that's operating on the surface? And that's the case when it comes to the court system. It's really the case when it comes to everything in life, in Torah. Shabbat Shalom.